Okay, so we're going to look at linear equations, including parentheses, and how to solve them. So there are two different ways to do it. One is by using division, and one is by using distribution. So the first one that we're going to focus on is actually using division. So, oops, division, D-I-V-I-S-I-O-N. So my equation is going to be 3 times, let's say, x plus 7, and I'll say that's going to be equal to 36. Okay, so how do I know that division can be used to solve this equation? Well, over here we have a 3 on the outside of the parentheses. So we treat this as a term and we treat this as a term. When there's no sign in between the terms, or in other words, when you see just a parentheses, you can assume that it's going to be multiplication, the operation between the two. So in this case, we are going to divide by 3 because I know that 3 will also divide into 36. So I have to think of it as dividing the entire side of the equation by 3 on both sides. So when I divide this 3 by 3, I don't need to worry about this divided by 3. I just want to worry about what happens when I divide 3 by 3. So when I divide this by 3, this is going to turn into 1. So this isn't necessary to write this down, but this is what ends up happening. We have 1 times, because that turns into 1, this term, which is x plus 7, equals, and then 36 divided by 6, 12. Now, this 1, I did not have to write that, because 1 times anything is itself. So if I take 1 times this term, what's left with is x plus 7, and I'm just going to get rid of the parentheses. So x plus 7 is equal to 12. Okay, and from here it's just basically solving your usual linear equation. So our goal is to get x by itself, and what's keeping x from being by itself is this positive 7. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides, which gives me x is equal to 12 minus 7, which is 5. Okay, so that is hopefully my answer, but I want to check my work. So to check, remember we take this 5 and we substitute it into the original equation for x. So what that leaves me with is 3 times 5 plus 7 is equal to 36. Alright, so using PEMDAS, we have 5 plus 7 is 12 times 3. 3 times 12 is 36. And 36 equals 36, which is a true statement, so x equals 5 checks. Alright, so that's an example of how to use division to solve linear equations, including parentheses.